Hi, everyone. So, we're here today with the astrology of the 13th through the 19th of January 2025. I hope you guys enjoy it. Remember, the timestamps are below. So, if you need to go directly to the date of the week, you can do that. The highlight of this week will be the full moon that starts off on Monday. So, let's get to it. Let's let you know what's happening so you can get prepared. Okay. Monday, the 13th. Cancer, full moon, Sun in Capricorn, trine Uranus in Taurus. Okay, so this moon, it's kind of like putting a spotlight to your truth, like the truth that is actually you, the agreements that you've made, the mistakes you made, the changes that you need to make. This entire full moon is kind of highlighting what you have created in your life and what you need to change so you can get yourself free. Remember that this is the 9 year cycle. This is the ninth year of the 9 year cycle. So, this is the getting rid of situations that no longer serve you so we can create something new in the beginning of the new cycle, which would be the number one. So, that's when we have your magician energy and we start moving forward. So, this cycle, this full moon in Cancer is letting you know, hey, I think I might have agreed to something that I do not want. So keep your eyes very open because what you're going to be called to do during this full moon time is really reflect on the parts of your life that you really don't like. And as you're reflecting on it, you're kind of coming to a realization of what I have agreed to it. Like every contract has an agreement, every relationship has an agreement, everything we assign to has an agreement. We agree to form to play a certain role as the other people around us also agree to play a certain role. And we have to decide if you like the role you decided to play. If the answer is no, then this full moon will allow you the privilege of seeing that you want to say no to the paper that you signed up for. And then you have the following 11 months to break yourself free from it. Okay. And so keep your eyes very open. It's going to be a very awakening full moon because that trine Uranus and Taurus is all about bulldozing change into your life. It has this Ganesha energy to it. And then the sun in Capricorn is bringing light to all these contracts. The full moon in Cancer reflects very strongly your emotions that right now are being, like, I want to say, up in turmoil due to the Mars retrograde in Cancer. So, I mean, it's a perfect pool of, I want to say, chaos to allow us to see what the hell is going on in our lives. So be very open. I would do any kind of ritual that has to do with clarity, so that you can see what contracts you need to break free from. Okay. And let's go to Tuesday. Tuesday, the 14th, Venus is in Pisces, square Jupiter in Gemini. First of all, I want to tell you that the influence of the full moon in Cancer will be influencing these next 3 days, which will take this all the way to Thursday. So we are in this influence of seeing the truth, seeing how it emotionally affects us, and figuring out if we want to play that role. Okay, important for you to know that. We also have the influence of the Mars retrograde in Cancer. Important to note that. Now, with this energy of Venus and Pisces, it's kind of like your intuition is kind of showing you a reel of the life you want, right? It's kind of like you're a kid in a candy shop and you're being shown all the candies you've always wanted to eat, and then you're being told, well, guess what? You can't have them because you're limiting yourself because of your dual thinking. Jupiter, the square of Jupiter limits us, shows us our limits, shows us why we can't expand. Gemini is talking about our duality, right? So we say we want to do this thing, but we do this other thing. So you're being shown your negative thoughts, your negative self-sabotage reactions, your habits, all the things internally that you do that are limiting you. Okay. This is not for you to get angry with yourself. This is not for you to hate on yourself. See how my phone just agreed with me. Okay. And this is for you to know that there might be some things that you want to work on yourself, right? And it's awesome for us to see it right in the jump, because when we see it in the jump, we do something about it. And this is January. So we have 11 months to kind of course correct change, get rid of everything. So when we're starting the cycle of one again, we have the potential to create a change, right? So keep that in mind. Don't get down on yourself when you start revealing to yourself how you've negatively impacted your life, and start seeing what the universe really wants to show you. This can reflect on people kind of bashing you by telling you to your face how much you suck, right? This can be situations like shortness of cash, and like things not going your way, things negatively happening. And then you start bashing on yourself because you're realizing it was your fault, right? And just keep very open, very expansive during this time, because you are just being shown what you need to work on this entire year. All right. Now let's go to Wednesday. Wednesday the 15th, the sun is in Capricorn again. This is very affected from that full moon. And it does an opposition with the Mars in Cancer. Mars in Cancer, remember, we are in retrograde in that. So it's kind of like now you're starting to see the things outside yourself that have been limiting you. The place you live in, the people you hang out with, the food you eat, the habits you have, the work that you worked in, the things that you, the trap, I want to say the trap and the cage that you have created that has made you feel limited. This is limiting belief systems. This is spiritual belief systems that make you feel like you can't do certain things. This is the golden cage, and you're noticing it now. And so the reason why you're being noticed, noticing this golden cage around you, is for you to notice that you are in a golden cage. Sometimes I feel that we don't realize how much we limit ourselves. And sometimes we limit ourselves by negative things, but sometimes we limit ourselves by positive things. You know, like for example, a job that is a dead end job, but it's close to the house and you like the people and blah, 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 blah. So then you stop yourself from being able to grow more because something will be farther away. You don't know the people. What if something negative happens there? So you limit yourself. See, negative is not the only reason we limit ourselves. We also limit ourselves because of comfort, right? Like, for example, a parent that gives you absolutely everything, but then you can't make choices of yourself because they gave you everything. And if you go against what they say, then you'll lose everything. So you just stay in your spot, in your lane. And are you happy there? So you're going to be called into, are you happy in the cage that you have created? Or is it time for you to start kind of breaking through this cage and going to a different point of view, a different expansive energy, so that you can release yourself? This is, again, this entire week is more of a, I feel like a hermit hangman energy when it comes to this. What do I mean? That means everything is an internal dialogue with yourself, journaling, writing things down, observing your dreams, like things like that, and kind of really talking to yourself for real, or and talking to those spiritual guides that you might have if you believe in that, right? So that you can really find out why you're where you at and where you're at and how you can become more. And that doesn't mean that your life is terrible, because we all have places where we can grow and expand, because if we don't continue to change, we're dying, right? So I need you to keep that in mind. This is, Tuesday was looking at the internal world. Wednesday is looking at the external world. What can I change? What is wrong? How can I make this better? If I really want that dream and I have that ambition for my future, the one that I focused on last week, and this is what I want, does my life reflect what it is that I would want? Okay. Important for you to see that everything. That's the reason why I told you last week, you have to like focus on a point and just stay focused on that point, and everything else just let it fall off. This is where I'm going to be. That is like the, I want to say the reason why you have that point is because this week you're getting all this downloads from the universe about your life and how you do things and blah 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 and whole mess of stuff, and you're trying to see if this person makes sense for that point where you want to go to. And so that's when we start making corrections. And this is January, so we have a great amount of time to be able to make those changes so we can continue our cycle next year. All right, now let's go to Thursday. Now, Thursday is the end of the influence of that full moon, and we actually have a moon entering on Virgo. I love moon in Virgo. It's very practical, it's very down to earth, it's very slow. It's kind of one of those energies of this is what I have to do, this is what I have to get done today, and I'm just going to go through the day and check off the boxes. So this is a check off the box day, especially since you've had so much, I want to say, emotionally draining energies that came in on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then I also have had a lot of spiritual draining things Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. This day is all about just being practical. So if you have any to do stuff, I would plan it all for Thursday. It might be a little bogged down with your energy and your mental space on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but Thursday is a to go with anything that you need to get done. All right. And now let's go to Friday. Friday the 17th, Sun enters Capricorn yet again. And this is returning back that energy of that full moon. But this time, what it does is does a sextile with Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces, like when it's a sextile, so it's a positive aspect of it, is a highly, highly intuitive energy, right? It's one that is showing you your deepest, deepest, truest energies, like your deepest, deepest guides, your deepest, deepest self. Oh, excuse me. So, this is an awesome day to have any kind of spiritual practice. If you meditate, if you pray, if you do yoga, if you do Tai Chi, if you do Qigong, if you do gardening, however it is that you take a moment to check in on yourself and come back into balance, this is the day to do it, and do it very strongly, because you will receive messages. Before being able to enter into this frequency, I would recommend that you write down an intention for these meditations and these prayers before you start. Now, mind you, this is very important. We are still in the energy of the Mars retrograde in Cancer. The intuitive guidance that you will be receiving will be highly affected by the amount of healing that you have already done. Okay? That means that if you still have parent trauma that you haven't dealt with, if you still have low self-esteem things that you have not dealt with, if you still have spiritual things that you have not dealt with, this day will amplify it by showing you or giving you guidance that is negative. Okay, that guidance that is negative is I want to say true guidance, but it's a true guidance based on your egoic energy. You know, the traumas and the filters that you have, and your filter is dirty. So whatever negative comes out this day, it's a reflection on what you need to heal and you need to work on. And so whatever comes through, make sure that you really delve deep into finding out what it is, right? If you have a problem with your money, right, and you're spending too much, and the messages are you're spending too much, you're spending too much, instead of taking it so negatively, like I'm spending too much, then find out how you should deal with financial things, like how you should what that would be linked to. Is it something that is missing in me? Did I got was I shown this when I was a child, this negative relationship with money, right? And that can go with many different aspects, and there's so many amazing like guides and gurus and stuff that you can find in all types of social media and books. I would recommend even more than social media, but I would say is start delving into that so you can start healing those aspects of yourself, so that when the messages come through, they're more of your highest frequency and of your highest good. Okay. Now let's go to Saturday. Saturday, the 18th, Venus will be in Pisces, conjunct Saturn in Pisces. We have a lot of fish here, like a lot of Pisces energy. Again, empathic, again, spiritual, again, emotional energy. So it's high in emotions. It's revealing your deepest desires, and it's showing it to you, not only your deepest desires, but also the limitations to these deepest desires. This is not for you to blame shift. This is not for you to say it's because of this person. It's because I was raised this way. It's because of my medical problems. It's not for that. This energy is made to help you see what you have in your tools to be able to overcome whatever is in front of you. Okay, because the reality is, and there goes my phone agreeing with me. The reality is, every obstacle that you confront in this world, you have acquired tools that can help you move past it. It's just that you've been using the tools wrong. So once you start realizing what your hiccups are, then it's time for you to take on time and meditate about, or talk to your guides, or take a moment for yourself and really think about, what do I have? What have I learned? What resources do I have mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally that can help me overcome this Saturn energy, this restriction that I have placed on myself, that another has placed on myself, that the world has placed upon me, so that I can move on? Okay. And now let's go to Sunday the 19th. Sunday the 19th, Sun enters Aquarius. Mercury is in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in Pisces, and sextile Venus in Pisces. So happy birthday to all the Aquariuses out there. This is the time where your inner magician starts to awaken. I mean, I feel like this is like a precursor to the actual like Aquarius time that will be on the 29th, and that's that new moon on in Aquarius on the 29th this year. But this is the awakening of your inner star, right? The star within, and the potential for you to transform your reality to what it is that you would like to create. Okay. This is a time for expansion. This is a time for open doors. This is time for removing obstacles. This is time for you guys to see what you're really made of. Okay. And you're going to hear me harp about this the entire year, because that is what they told me to do. To remind you that this is a year of taking accountability and taking responsibility. You have been given tools. Your job is to figure out how to use them, right? Like this whole psychic thing, right? And seeing what I see and what I do and whatever. My entire life, I thought it was a damn curse. Like it was a curse. But it was a curse because I never knew how to use my tools. And it took a lot of pain and suffering and struggles. It was a journey that took me, I think it was about 15 years to go through. It was so terrible. Anyways, but finally, I was able to awaken to how I can use the tools that were given to me, how I can use them for my benefit and use it for benefits of other people that come and see me, right? And that is something that you have to do. You have to decide, maybe I was born with brown hair. How does that help me? Maybe I was born with short. How does that help me? Maybe I was born with a strong upper body. How does that help me? How can I use this to overcome the obstacle? And you have to think outside the box to be able to overcome these obstacles. If you take time with yourself, you have your answers. The thing is that if you don't take time with yourself, you will never hear the answers that you have within you. I hope this helps you, and we'll see you the next time.